Good morning, troopers. We're going to be doing the October Q&A for Starship Troopers Extermination, and I'm going to prove to my girlfriend that I can read. Okay, the skit's out of the way. We got the blue light glasses. We're going to be jumping into the Q&A, and I haven't read it yet, so I'm kind of excited to see everything that they're going to add. Let me move this over here so that you can actually see it if you want to read it or pause it yourself. But okay, here we go. Question number 1. Will there be a feature change to allow us to instantly bleed out if we choose to do so? So, you know, that's like automatic sewer slide, all that kind of stuff. Like if you're in a bad position or something. That's a pretty good question. And what they said is, this is a great question. We would be looking at ways to improve that experience as we all understand that troopers want to get back into the fight as fast as possible. We also need to balance that with how players revive squad mates in the field, because we don't want to diminish that gameplay element. So, I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty simple fix. If you're getting revived, then it should automatically, like, stop the bleed out, maybe? Or you can have, like, an accept revive. If you're getting trolled, obviously, you could probably do, like, an accept revive once that bar gets all the way to the top. Or, like, completely filled out. So, yeah, pretty good question, because there are situations where you have to wait, like, 15, 16 seconds before you bleed out and everything. So yeah, pretty decent question. Next up, are there any plans to add more optics, dots, sights for the guns? And they said where'd it go? Oh shit. A resounding big yes to this. As we explore our class progression 2.0, we are looking at ways to add more distinctiveness to our weapons through the inclusion of different mods such as sights, etc. Big question, right? So they've talked about this before on some of their other like developer blogs, their roadmaps, stuff like that. There is going to be weapon customization, and what I'm kind of hoping for is like OG Modern Warfare 2, like you unlock things for your weapons as you go. I don't know if that's going to be fleshed out that much, but like let's say get 400 bug kills with iron sights and you unlock ACOG for the Hawkeye or the Moriata, or like, you know, just the base carbine, whatever. And I'm hoping that if they're going to be adding mods such as sights, which they say here in the last sentence, inclusion of different mods and etc. So I'm hoping maybe we get like drum mags, or we get like different forestocks, or like shorter barrels, stuff like that, to really kind of add the gunsmith mechanic. Because I think that would add a lot of replayability and just like build craft that would really, really expand on Starship Troopers. So also very good question. There's good news for that one. Next up, you have plans to add floodlights to the base, especially during pitch black. Okay, for those who don't know, pitch black is a scenario where it's dark as fuck. You can't see anything. I hate it. It is the worst scenario in the entire game. I wish that they would just straight up remove pitch black. They have a sandstorm one, which is like, you know, there's like a sandstorm weather system and like it's really dusty. You can't really see. That's a good scenario. But pitch black, if you zoom in, especially with the Hawkeye, this screws over hunters so much. You can't see anything through your scope. It is just like darkness. So I really hope they get rid of pitch black, but we'll just finish with this question. So they say, we have a few plans to add more lighting options to matches occurring during nighttime or when the pitch black mutator is activated. We did introduce a new light beacon device with Hive Hunt, and there are plans to bring that over to the other modes. Although we are careful not to adjust the lighting in pitch black too much, as we want that mutator to continue to present a very ominous and scary experience to the players. I'm going to say it again. That's the worst mutator. It is not a good scenario at all. I hate it. I want you to get rid of it. Other people might like it. Those other people are wrong, okay? It's awful. It's not fun. Sandstorm, very good. Pitch black, not so much. If they want to make pitch black better, they should have, like, when you go do the generators, it starts lighting up things around the already built base. So that would be really, really cool. And kind of like that would really expand on pitch black and probably would make that more enjoyable. But yeah, right now, I hate pitch black. That's what you get from that question. I hate pitch black. It's the worst. Excuse me. I had some more cinnamon coffee. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to drink it on camera because as soon as I got done recording, I was just like violently coughing out my spleen. I don't even know if I still have it or not. But moving on. What kind of stuff will you guys implement into the game with UE5, or Unreal Engine 5? Now that we are using Unreal Engine 5, we can look at some of the core features it brings to the game. From an art perspective, we'll be looking at how we can use features such as Lumen and Nanite to further enhance our existing environments and of course create brand new ones. So they're probably able to build more maps and everything probably a little bit more quickly. That the Unreal Engine 5 transfer, upgrade to that engine, was why we had such a long time in between. Like we had 2 months where we didn't get anything. And that hurt. But now that they've got Unreal Engine 5, they've got everything going. We're probably going to see maybe some more maps. We've already got new models for the Hunter Bastion and support. So yeah, I think Unreal Engine 5 and the game does look good. It still plays a little goofy, especially when you have a lot of bugs out and about. But they're very, very quick to getting hot fixes and everything else. So yeah, Unreal Engine 5 was a good upgrade. But we'll continue on with this. For example, Lumen allows for more realistic lighting and shadows, as indirect lighting plays a significant role in creating a sense of realism in a 3D environment. In Unreal Engine 5, movable lights can also allow global illumination due to Lumen. This will naturally enhance the realism and look of our product. So they're probably talking more about maybe a little bit of God rays, just dynamic lighting, the kind of stuff that you would see in Darktide, because Darktide has excellent lighting. So we'll see how that kind of pulls into the gameplay experience. I'm hoping that it doesn't make it too high-end for a lot of people, because this game can run on a pretty, most potatoes, I would say. It has problems, even with my high-end PC, with a lot of bugs on screen, especially during Horde mode, Wave 10. So if they can get the bugs, or, the actual gameplay issues figured out, and still have a very, very beautiful looking game, man, Starship Troopers will pop off. But yeah, they're doing a really good job, and I'm excited about the dynamic lighting. Next up, please tease us with a new weapon. We can't say much too yet, but we definitely have our finger on the pulse rifles of what weapons the community has been asking for. Obviously, they're bringing the E44 and E4. I believe it's the E45 pulse rifles. You saw those in Starship Troopers 2. We're probably going to get some miniguns. They've already said we're getting miniguns. And I believe they've said in another developer update or community letter that flamethrowers are going to be coming. But yeah, obviously, probably the next weapon sets we're going to get, because we just got shotguns and snipers. We're probably, bless you, Odin. We're probably going to get pulse rifles. Bless you! You feel better. Yeah, so fun question right there. Next up, do you plan to add more activities to existing ARC, AAS, and Horde game modes? And they said, yes, we are looking at ways to improve the core gameplay experience for our 16-player modes. We have some good news to share. We'll be rolling out our first small batch of new side missions and objectives for our December update. So that means to me that this next month we're probably not going to get anything during November, which is about par for the course. They're probably going to take a whole month off because they did add a lot. They have a whole bunch of more data to go through. But the new side missions and objectives are going to be pretty awesome, because right now you got generators, you got extermination missions. So if they can expand on the gameplay experience that is good now, if they have more variety to it, dude, man, this is going to be my top 5 games for 2023. Next up, is there likely going to be a VR version? This is a stupid question. While we do enjoy VR games at the studio, there are no plans to add this time for a VR version of the game. That would be a totally different game. I don't know why they add some really dumb questions to the community Q&As, which, hey, there's just better questions to put up here and get people more excited for. A VR version of Starship Troopers is probably not going to happen for this game. It won't happen. It was a silly question to add. So, next up, will there be any rebalancing done to the ARC game mode itself, especially since Heroes of the Federation difficulty is no longer part of the current roadmap? I don't know where the difficulty thing they pulled from. They've always had Heroes of the Federation. It's even on the game mode. It says coming soon. So this person probably just got a little confused, which it happens. There is a lot of info coming out. But they said Heroes of the Federation is still a part of the roadmap and will be coming at a later time. As we continue through early access, we are constantly looking for opportunities to balance our different modes. We'll be doing a big balance pass across all modes for our class progression 2.0 phase, and then again closer to the official 1.0 launch. Oh, cool. Those are probably just general bug fixes. Really just making sure the game's balanced out. because right now, the biggest problem that this game has right now is that hunters are just underwhelming. They definitely got a huge buff with the sniper rifle. I love the sniper rifle. I'm having a blast with it, literally. But it's just support is so overtuned, and then Bastion's kind of in the middle. Supports have everything, man. Like they have utility, they've got damage. They need to figure out a way to bring some of that utility from the support over to the hunters, because right now hunters are kind of they're not in a bad spot. They're actually enjoyable now, but they definitely need some loving. So hopefully we'll figure out how they balance that out. Bastions are in a fine spot, especially with the new stuff that they added. They did a pretty good job of making Bastions like a really good middle class. Very fun class. Anyway, moving on. Okay, I'm curious how Arc, AAS, and Horde fits into the final release. Will these modes still exist in the final release, or are these placeholders to help you develop a more robust mode like Galactic War? And they said, as of right now, all three will be a major part of the Galactic War experience. These modes will evolve based on community feedback also. We want to make sure each experience can stand on their own and help contribute to the overall experience we want the players to enjoy. So I could be wrong on this. Take it with a grain of salt. I might be misinterpreting it. But the Galactic War is very similar to like how Mass Effect 3's Galactic War was, right? That's how I'm understanding it. So you do things in multiplayer. This is in Mass Effect 3, of course. Let me just preface that. In Mass Effect 3, you would do things in multiplayer, and that would help for your main story, and you'd have like a different part during the ending or whatever. The way that I understand Galactic War as how they want to do it is that bug kills might change like different scenarios that you get. You might get more experience for this, like a low intensity mode maybe, or a high intensity mode, depending on like if the bugs are really kicking our asses or stuff like that. I'm kind of curious. What I want to know more is how are the clans and like regiments that they were talking about, like the guilds that they've been really talking about a lot, because they plan on having a player hub is what they've said. And I want to see how, like, if you have a clan who's doing a lot of work, how do they get shouted out in Galactic War? How does their efforts really, like, impact the whole community? Or, like, if you have a lot of failures because a scenario came out and it's like every single bug is a tiger, how does that affect the whole Galactic War thing? So we'll see how it goes. I'm curious on how that's going to be. But yeah, not a bad question. Will there ever be option to have bots fill out a team of 16? The short answer is yes, but it is more complex than that, as we are looking at interesting ways we can use a bot trooper system to add more complex gameplay moments to the game. We already have base trooper bots working, but it is not something we want to ship anytime soon. More to come in the future as we get closer to announcing something. So this could mean two things for me, right? They could have bots fill in the teams, and it'll probably be really goofy because most AI bots are really dumb, except for like Halo. Halo's bots were really smart. But what I'm more leaning towards is that they haven't shipped this out yet, because I'm assuming there might be objectives where, like, you go and help an AI trooper, and then it spawns, like, 4 more, and they, like, hang out around the base and help defend. That's what I think they're going for. And I think that would be really dynamic, adding that into the game. So we'll see how that goes. Very interesting, though. Next up, this is a big one for me. Will there be multiple loadouts for the classes? As we design Class Progression 2.0, we are looking to how we incorporate more player choice into the feature. Multiple class playstyles are on the table, but nothing is set in stone yet. I think they're going to do this. This is just a nice quality of life thing, especially for co-op shooters like Darktide, Deep Rock Galactic, stuff like that. They have different loadouts that you can like switch between. So what I would like to see is at least having 2 loadouts. Like, let's say you have your main loadout. It's not working good right now. There's too many scan beacons on the field. Why don't you switch to your second loadout mid-game and you have like a different utility or something? Or there could be like a quartermaster where you can like switch out your utility on the go. But yeah, I definitely hope that they add that soon. But it's not like a big deal. It's just more of a quality of life thing. Here we go again. Flamethrowers are coming back out. So next question. Will personal flamethrowers turrets be a thing? We are a big fan of flamethrowers here at Offworld. No promises, but I can say it's a good bet you will see some more fire in the future. I'm assuming that flame turrets probably not going to be a thing right now, but flamethrowers, oh, it's coming, dude. It's coming. without a doubt. Next up, we have, oh, where did it go? A plan for a mini-map for the top right of the screen HUD. Please, I need this. Attack map redesign is on our roadmap and is something we really want to get to. As of right now, it is not as accessible as we want it to be. So they're probably just trying to figure out how to incorporate it. I really hope that maybe they have like a compass or something, or just something in general to help me like figure out where on the map I'm going. They need to redesign the attack map because the topography lines are very hard to read, especially in like nighttime missions or stuff like that. So we'll see. They've said it multiple times. I'm just interested to see how it's going to play out, if that makes sense. Next up, how will the story of Valaka develop further down the road? Without spoiling anything, we're going to be stepping away from Valaka, which that is the planet that we're currently on. All 3 maps are on this, over the next little while, and focus on other parts of the galaxy. Valaka will always be the first planet in the game, and one we all hold very dear to our hearts. We do have some big plans to revisit different parts of Planet Valaka in the future and tell the story through new metagame activities. So this is probably going to lead into the whole Galactic War thing that they were talking about. I'm assuming that maybe if you do all of the missions on Valaka, you get to go to a different planet, and it's like a mushroom planet. It's a lot darker. There's a lot of bioluminescent stuff like that. They've very much so talked about it, and they have like bioluminescent like bugs and eggs, especially in the new Hive mode. So I'm interested to see like what other maps we're going to be getting, because so far I really enjoy their map design and everything. I'm sure it's very exhausting and takes a lot of time to make a very decent map, but overall I like all of the maps and all the places you can spawn on Valaka. So very well done. Next question is, do you have plans to add stuff to the Steam Points shop? Yeah, whatever, no one cares. The one person who cares about this. I'll probably buy the Steam Points shop stuff, because I do get that stuff. I have a cow as my profile pic right now, but it's dancing, its udders are going like this. Really cute. But yeah, they're gonna add stuff. I hope they add some like animated stuff, or just like goofy stuff. I want them to really lean into the quirkiness for this game. And next question, any plan to expand on the Hive Hunt mode concept? They said, yes, we'll be continuing to add new maps and bug challenges into the mode. With each new iteration, we will look at what interesting gameplay elements we can add into them. For example, in our next set of Hive Hunt maps, we'll be introducing a new bug menace. New bug boys. New bug boys. So, I was wrong. I thought that we were going to get a flying bug, or maybe they're going to be adding more different types of bugs. But it sounds like that they're leaning into something else. Maybe they'll do like a grabber bug or like a scorpion. I know I had another video where I went over like every bug in Starship Troopers, and there was some good discussion there about what's coming through. So comment down below. Let me know what kind of bug you want to see. Me personally, my number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is going to be the tanker bug. You know, the Johnny Rico throw a grenade in its asshole and blow up kind of thing. And then I want flying bugs. I need flying bugs. So yeah, let me know down below what you think. If I have any fans or watchers who play the Terrain Command, the Starship Trooper game, I haven't played that one yet. I'm probably going to get it when the Steam shop goes on sale or some shit like that. But I've heard there's some really cool bugs there too. So yeah, let me know down below. Next up, what do you think about procedural generation for this game? We are always looking at interesting ways to build out our maps and levels. Once we are comfortable with the tech, we will look to where it fits best into our pipelines. As of right now, we are in the early stages of exploring what this type of system could look like for our game. Will it ever be a part of our game? It's too early to tell. This is a really hard question, right? Because I don't know much about procedural generation tech. I know it can be very goofy at times. Starfield, for example, is one. But we will see. Me personally, I think I would rather them hand develop the maps, because then you get a little bit more immersed. Because it's kind of like Fuel Depot. You know Fuel Depot, because it's a stand on its own map. It's really interesting. It's really good, but it's kind of like going back to like Modern Warfare 2, like Rust. You know Rust, or Favela, stuff like that. So I hope that they keep more handmade maps versus procedural generation. Now I'm cool if they add procedural generation to like hives, because hives make sense. Like when you think about it, no like bug develops a hive or a burrow in the same way. Look at the people who like pour aluminum down like anthills and everything, and they get that sculpture. So, or whatever, metal casting, not sculpture, but yeah. We'll see. I really hope they don't add procedural generation maps or anything. Maybe for hives, but nothing else. Let me go ahead and rate this up. So yeah, that was a video. I know it was quick. I have some more videos coming. The next video I'm going to be doing is a should you buy Starship Troopers Extermination. I've finally gotten to the point where I feel comfortable in recommending this game, but I'll expand on that in the video. If you liked the video and you made it this far, thank you so much for being here. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you don't. Let me know down below. And let me just talk a little bit. I'm going to ramble for a little bit. So I think I'm going to be bouncing between Starship Troopers for content. I'm going to be doing some more Castlevania soon. I just needed to take a break from it because I was looking at some really heavy stuff and I didn't want to get into it. Not right now, at least. And then I think I'm going to do some Dark Tide. I really like Warhammer 40k. If I have some people who have been here for a while and know how inconsistent I am with uploading videos, Warhammer 40k is what I want to do. I just, I don't have the time to research like I want to and really talk about it, but I do have the time to get like builds up for Dark Tide. So Dark Tide, I'm probably going to experiment with a Dark Tide video soon. Anyway, that cinnamon coffee still hitting me, dude. Jesus. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you guys have a good one. And I did prove to my girlfriend I can read.